Hey everyone, welcome back. I bet you haven't practiced tremolo like this before. So aside from being a really fun classic rock riff to play, it really helps you develop the evenness and control in your tremolo. So anybody who's practiced tremolo for any length of time knows the hardest thing to do is to try to keep it even. If you have a 4-note tremolo, generally what happens is the thumb, because it's heavier and has more muscle, tends to outweigh the other 3 fingers. Or if you're playing a piece like Recuerdos or something where you're playing a bass note with a thumb and the other 3 fingers are the melody, usually what ends up happening is they start to gallop. You get a thumb and then a brum, brum, kind of a flam sound between the other 3 fingers. So when you're practicing this particular riff, it's all on the same string. So you can really highlight the evenness of articulation between the notes. You don't really have that separation of pitch and timbre that you do if you're playing bass strings and melody. Also in this particular example, the first part of it, you have some fairly tricky string crossing between the second and first string, and then the rest of it, you get this kind of cool cascading walk down of each of the strings down to the low E string. And the dive bomb is optional. By the way, don't forget to download the sheet music and tab in the description below so you can follow along in more detail. So this particular etude is pretty straightforward, so I'm going to give you guys some general tips and break it down for you guys so you have a little bit of an easier time practicing it. The tremolo pattern throughout this entire exercise is the exact same thing. It's just going to be thumb, ring finger, middle finger, index finger, or P-A-M-I if you're looking at the sheet music. Now when you're practicing this, practice everything staccato. And this is a great tip I picked up from Pumping Nylon, which if you're not familiar with it already, it's written by Scott Tennant. It's just an amazing book. I think every guitar player should own it at this point. And basically practice every single part of this completely staccato, where each note cuts off the note before it. So if you're on one string, your thumb will play, but as soon as your thumb plays, your A finger will stop the string, and then as soon as your A finger plays, your middle finger will stop the string, and that way you get this really nice string of just bum, 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 really short staccato notes. And that will simulate more or less the feeling of when you start increasing the speed on the tremolo. You know, you really don't have that much time. It's like a fraction of a second before your next finger plays. And it starts to sound a little bit more legato, but more importantly, it starts to sound more even. Usually what happens is that people start trying to speed up at the expense of it being kind of a gallopy brit, brit, brit kind of a sound. And you want to keep it even. A slow, even tremolo will always sound better than a fast, gallopy one. Other than that, this tremolo etude is pretty straightforward. The scale all the way down to the end is basically an E Phrygian, or you could think of it as a C major scale. It's just all natural notes. And the sheet music will also provide some additional fingerings. And again, once you get it up to speed, it should sound something like this. That's my time. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, comments, or topics you want me to cover in future videos like this one, please leave them down below. I'll see you guys in the next video.